of the website building in Moxie. Today, we're just going to be expanding upon the earlier workshop, kind of the intro. Um, Primarily, we're just talking about how do we start maybe more customizing our overall website and how do we also start incorporating SEO for our site. What we mean by kind of customizing our site is earlier if we look at our website, we kind of see there's a basic foundation there, meaning that here's our homepage, here's my template, here's my information, here's a search criteria. I can upload a video. Here's some other tools that I might have. Same with my bio, stuff like that. That's kind of like fixed in. It's auto filled and populated for us. But what if you're a person that, this just doesn't appeal to your eye, and maybe you would like, I don't know, your headshot here more over to this side or below the page or not there at all. Maybe you want this background to be a video, something like that. This workshop, we're going to talk about how to essentially start from scratch and build whatever it is you want. So with that, let's start. Today, we're going to talk about mostly doing things through the home screen, just to give you an idea, but this can be done throughout your page. So if we remember under appearance and layout, this is where we can go and switch our templates that are that kind of auto fixed templates for us. But let's say that, you want a different kind of sense for your home. You want a different page. We actually would click on custom, and then we're going to hit create new page. What creating a new page does in any sense, and I can show you where to do this on site pages as well. But basically, this is just kind of starting off with that blank canvas, and we can start creating anything that we're looking to create. So here, I'm going to start with a new fresh home page. So in this, I'm just going to type in home, and I'll just say test so we can see the difference. But that you can label whatever it is you want. That's the name of the page that's going to be associated with it on the menu bar. Then below that, you'll see text editor, which is basically operates similar to what we were looking at before. It's basically like a Word document, works the same way. Essentially, you could take this and build a website from it and kind of upload different information, insert videos, insert pictures, but it's very hard to do. So I really wouldn't do that. What I would actually switch to is Builder. In Builder, once we hit Builder and we click Leave, it is then going to bring you back to this side or this view of your website. So we are in my website. We're on my new current, the current page I'm editing is that home test page, that new page that we created. But really, I'm starting off from scratch. So here's just my header, but then here below it is the contents that would fill that page, and there's nothing there. So we need to add material to that to this page to make it our own. How we do that is always through this plus sign button right here. So if I click on that plus sign, it opens up this kind of control board of everything that we can add or even think to add to this page. What I mean by that is, let's say that I want my homepage, someone to land on my homepage. I want that, that person to come in contact with my bio, my headshot and my bio. So I would open up my kind of tool chest here, and I would go to where photo is. So this is a photo module. I'm going to click that photo module and just bring that into play, bring that onto my blank page. Then it's going to open up kind of a menu screen for that module. So here, if I go to general, we can see what the photo source is. I can select if it's a URL, if I had that, or I'm just going to upload it from my media library, which is probably what you're going to do. Then in the photo section, you're just going to select that photo. Here it opens up that media library, where if I've downloaded or if I've used other photos before, I can see it here. Or if I go to the tab over to the left, it says upload file, and then we can, any photo that we have from our computer, we can upload that file directly and then bring it in. So let's just say I'm going to use my headshot. I'm going to select that photo. Here I can change the size. There's other options, more advanced style options that we could use. But once you go through that and hit save, now I have that photo added in there. And let's say that I need my bio inserted. So I need some text associated next to this picture. Same thing. I'm going to open up the plus sign, go into my module, find where the text editor is, or maybe I want to do a heading right above it. So I would find what I'm looking to drag in, click on that text box, drag it in the same way. It opens up that same menu thing where I'm going to click the general. And then there is where I can text, or type my whole bio, something like that. And then anytime that you make the changes, again, it works like a Word document. So you can change font size, color, whatever it is you're looking to do, adding links, whatever the case may be. Just remember to always hit the save button. We don't want to hit cancel. We want to hit the save. That actually makes and locks in the changes that we add. But then, that's just inserting modules. To get more kind of structure with our website. So, when we talk about maybe me inserting a bio, typically I wouldn't have my bio and then my headshot below. So I kind of got to formulate this better with my photo on the side, and we kind of want that text to go right here. How I would do that is, again, going in this control center and then going into rows is actually where we can start setting up the different kind of format our website might have. And what I mean by that is think about your website or your web page as kind of building blocks. Blocks kind of stack up on each other. That's essentially what we're doing here on our page. So if I wanted my bio, I want my headshot here, my bio on the side, I'd probably choose this left sidebar. So when I insert that here, now I have that area for my headshot to go, and that area for where my bio is going to go. So to show you how we would do that is we're going to take those modules I just created. So this is the text module. I'm going to use the move cursor and put it directly into that row that we just inserted. Same thing, you can see the photo module that I just had here, and I'm going to move it to its own row. So now here, my headshot, here's my lovely written bio right next to it. And we can change the size of all these things. We can make it fit the page better, center it, whatever it is you want to do. But see now how they have their own kind of assorted rows or areas of where they can go. And we can do this for each. Maybe I wanted the next column, like thinking of those building blocks. I'm going to drag that next 3-column row here. And now we have those different size. So we can see how I'm starting to build my pages or the structure of the page, and I can enter in whatever I want. I can make this a photo. I can make this a video. It's all about just going into our kind of control center, finding what module you may want to add and putting it and directing it where it should go. So that's a very, good intro into just kind of building stuff from scratch. We understand that, rows are in there, modules are what controls what's going into where, and so forth. But let's say that you don't really want to start off from, just scratch. Maybe you want some help starting off with creating your page. Well, we can also go to our control center here, and where we would kind of go to find some templates for us to start off with is just templates. Under templates, you're going to see right under MoxiWorks templates are kind of generic first starter templates for a page. So there's going to be different formats here. There's different styles, different tools that are already associated with. So you can go, basically into any template, click on that template, replace existing layout, click OK, and it pulls directly that template into your page. So here's the exact same template that we were just looking at, now pulled onto your page. And you can and just use this as your kind of format for what you're going to be doing. And we can change any of the wording, change the photos to whatever we need. Along with that, if we, maybe we don't really see any ones that we like in here, maybe if I open up this drop down box, I can, I'm looking for a landing page. Here's some landing page templates. If I'm looking for more content pages, here's some content pages. Or if I just want to start off with some Coldwell Banker colored theme templates. If I go to brand templates, here's some Coldwell Banker branded templates for you with different kind of categories, buying a home, other stuff. And know that we are, working on adding more and more for you guys to start off with. So that can give you a good starting point. We can change any of this, anything that we've had in this template. Just know that it's kind of structured in a way in pieces. And what I mean by that is if we hover, my mouse is just hovering over this certain spot. Right here, we see a kind of black outline. And then right here, we see a blue outline. And if I hover over these words, we can see the same thing. Know that these work of what we were looking at before under module. So like this right here would be a heading module. And then right here would be that text editing module. And then here is probably a photo module. So they're made up of different pieces. We can, of course, if we choose to use a template, change in these pieces. So if I wanted to, change this, this woman to a picture of myself, I would go to this wrench, the photo settings, and then right here opens up that same menu bar that we were looking at before. And then I can change the alignment. I can change the photo. I can do whatever it is I want. The same thing applies to, the headline. It's going to open that heading section and I can change the heading. I can go change the text. Maybe this background here that right now my cursor's over. Maybe I want to change that background to something else. If I opened up the wrench menu or the row menu, here's where I can change those kind of settings or styles. So in this case, let's say that I want to upload a video as my landing page. Maybe, I don't want a still image like these kind of buildings here with this white. I want some movement. I want a video that I can use. So in that case, if I open up that row setting, under the style of this row setting, I scroll down to where it says background. So the background is a still photo that we can see. So maybe, and then here exactly is that still photo that's there. Those are the buildings right there. Maybe I don't want to use that. Maybe I want a different type behind there. If I click on photo, I can change it to a solid color. I can say granite. I can change it to a video. I could change it to a slideshow. So if anybody has built their website in InTouch, remember that home screen had that slideshow of 4 photos. We could do that right here again. We would upload those photos and make it a slideshow. But let's say I'm going to do a video. I would click on video, and then that kind of changes the settings for us. And now we can see we can upload a video right here. So in this case, I'm not going to use the source, just the same as a photo. We can download a photo or download a video, I should say, to our media library, but we also have other options. I can upload a URL. So maybe we have some videos in Vimeo that we use that we get from our photographer. We can upload and copy that link to that URL and bring it into our website that way. Or I could go from YouTube or Vimeo. Oh, it has Vimeo as an option right here. So if I go to YouTube and video, here it's just going to ask for the URL right there. I can go to YouTube. I can go to Vimeo, use whatever it is, wherever I have that URL for that video that I want to use. Let's use that video that I used for the last presentation. I'm going to copy that, paste that into our URL location. And then once I do that, you can see the changes coming. And then from that, we can, enable audio if we wanted to, actor on background overlay, whatever it is, we hit save. Now here's that video behind this section. I'd probably get behind the white, but now my video, once it loads, is going to start running. There it goes. So you can see, this white doesn't help, but you can see the video running behind these images now as a background. And that really runs for everything. So here's a search a box, probably a custom search module that we can find under here, back to our modules. That's probably going to be under the more advanced modules. Actually, it'd probably be under the widgets module. So under advanced modules, we'll see different modules that maybe weren't on our screen before. It really has everything that you could possibly want. The only difference between a module and a widget is think of widgets as tools, meaning that here I might have, let's see which one I can do. There's a custom search module which I can pull in, which is going to bring that tool into that section. So let me put the custom search right here above that. Let's see if it works. Here's going to open up that widget. We're just going to hit save. Let's see if and it might not work just because I don't have an active MLS. Let's see if I can think of it. Oh, okay. So maybe my contact me module, maybe I want to put my contact information right there. Here, it's going to open up my header, the requirements, the boxes I can check off. So now if I take that widget and put it into this section, I have a section now for people that visit my website to upload their name, their email, their phone number, their, write me a message and send it to me. That way it'll be sent directly to you. So in this kind of category under widgets are kind of pre-set up tools for you to use. And then you can drag and paste them into your whatever section is that you're doing. So the last example I'll leave you with is like that feature properties module. If you grab that feature properties module in here, and I won't do it just because I don't have an active MLS, those featured properties on your property list that we were talking about last class will appear right in this section. So now that we've built my home screen here, now I got my home page. It looks great. I'm ready to take it to the next step. What you're going to do to save all these changes is you're going to hit done and you're going to hit publish. Remember, publish takes those changes and kind of locks them into place. So now here's my home screen. I'm then going to go back to admin home because remember we're in this kind of builder view, and admin home will bring me back to that home screen of where we were here. For homepage, it does this for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but we're going to go back to appearance. We're going to go layout and colors. We're just going to go and select that custom page again that we created. So we're going to hit custom and you're going to see a drop down box. We're going to then select home test. And then now we're going to publish that. That way, this custom page that we just created is now our home page. So if I go back to my site pages, all pages, here, for whatever reason, it bumps it all the way to the bottom. But if I scroll down, here's that home test, that custom page that we just created. I'm going to click that and drag that all the way to the top. So now, once I do that, once I hit publish, I'm going to go and visit my site just to see my changes. So here's my old site. Here's that old template. I'm just going to refresh this. Now here's my custom template that I just created. It's just taking a little minute to load. It will do that on the first run, but we can see there's that video. There's my beautiful headshot. And then here's my contact widget as well. So let's talk about now that we've created a custom page. What's the next step then? Let's take this a step further, and that's when we're going to talk about SEO. So I go back to that custom page and I click edit. We're going to see that custom side or that edit page side. So I can change the name. I can launch builder again if I want to edit anything. But in this section, what we're really worried about, or I shouldn't say worried about, but we should focus in about is our SEO. So what is SEO? The best way I can explain it is to do an example. So if I go to Google and I type in current listings for sale in Cranberry, New Jersey. You can type in anything to Google, but let's say that I'm looking for current listings for sale in Cranberry, New Jersey. When I go to Google, Google is what's known as a search engine. Along with Bing, Yahoo, those are all search engines. When anybody goes to Google and they type in whatever they're looking for, so in this case, I typed in this, Google marks off what I typed in as keywords. So the word current is a keyword, the word listing is a keyword, the word for is even a keyword, and the word even in is a keyword. Google takes those keywords and then puts them up against websites and finds relevant websites based upon the keywords that you put in to find you relevant sites to what you're looking for. So that's why, this link comes up, Movado comes up, Realtor.com comes up, because based upon what I typed in, Google is finding me sites that is relevant to what I'm searching. So here, all of these links in the blue to different websites are what is called an SEO title. And then right below here in the gray, below each one of those links, is what's called a meta description. So based upon what any of these websites, Zillow, Whitecurt, whatever the case may be, whatever links it gives us, based upon what keywords they use in their SEO title and what keywords they use in their meta description is what determines their ability to be found by people that go into the search engine. What I mean by that is all these websites can control their SEO title. All these websites control their meta descriptions. And we can do the same thing in our own website. So right now I'm in my page, my home page that I'm editing. If I scroll down to the SEO settings here under edit snippet, I can write my own SEO title. I can write my own meta description. And I want to do that. I want to understand what my page is talking about, and I want to write a title for it, and I want to write a meta description for it. So to do this, just to save time, to give you an example, is I wrote one myself. So here's my homepage one. Let's paste that in there. And then here's my meta description for my homepage. So before we run through each of these and kind of break it down, we can see this is the same thing. It's giving you an example of what this is going to look like on a mobile phone or on a desktop. So when people see, and you can see the exact same similarities between of how it's going to appear. So knowing what we know now about SEO, we have to think when we're writing SEO, basically we have to shift our mind to think like a client would be thinking, or to think what generally people would be thinking to find us on the internet. What I mean by that is we know we have to first understand what this page is talking about. This is just my home page for my website. So my home page is going to obviously talk about me. It's going to talk about what I do for my business, what areas I served. Because if I think like that, that's describing my page. But also we want to think like, okay, if someone was looking for me on Google, what might be words they type in to find me or to find my business on Google? So in that case, my SEO title, just the general topic of this page, might be something like real estate agent Zach B. Show. We'll stop there. The reason it might be that is because think about anybody looking for your business. The chances are is that they're going to be searching your name. So if your title or your meta description or your website just generally doesn't say your name, when someone goes and Googles your name, your website won't come up. That is a common mistake I see with agents. So definitely including your name, definitely including, what people might be searching for you, along with, real estate agent. A lot of people just type in real estate agents in Google. So we're thinking like that so that we can better appear on our searches. So from there, I go buy and I said real estate agent Zach B. Show buys and sells properties in Monmouth County, New Jersey area -- Coldwell Banker. The reason I'm saying this is because, again, buying and selling are hot keywords that people will be looking for. Along with it describes what I do. I buy and sell properties. And I'm using properties. I'm using, what area I serve. I'm definitely talking about New Jersey and definitely using Coldwell Banker to my advantage because Coldwell Banker does a lot of traffic online. Use your affiliation to your advantage. Coldwell Banker will help with your rankings appear in front of more people because you're associated with that keyword that gets searched a ton. So then that's a good title to start with. That could give you some ideas of how to write one. We're just going to expand upon this title into my meta description. What I mean by that is that basically this just describes, what my homepage is. It's talking about I'm a real estate agent, and that's basically all it's saying, and I serve this area. I then want to expand upon that in my meta description, which is just basically me expanding upon this, but saying the same thing over, utilizing different keywords. What I mean by that, Zach B. Show is an associate real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell your next listing, so here I use listing instead of properties. because someone might have very well easily said, instead of listings, oh, well, I use listings here, but they might have said homes. They could have typed in that. So in my next sentence, where I say, I might say here, listings. I might say here, great example. Next listing, search through Coldwell Banker's homes. I use it kind of there to find new available properties or something like that. But my point is, and I'm not doing a good job of this, but my point is that I'm going to use different keywords that people might be typing in. So instead of we're on the next sentence, I go, Zach Bisho is local agent in Rumson, New Jersey. I call out Rumson, New Jersey because it's within Monmouth County. Because someone might very well easily put in Rumson, New Jersey instead of Monmouth County. So I want to use that keyword of that area that I serve. And then I, again, point out Monmouth County. From there, I go, if you're looking for beach homes, luxury properties, single family homes, townhouses, condos, new construction, and so forth, I kind of describe what my business specializes in. So that's another good idea that you could have, in the sense that if you are someone that specializes in commercial, you may want to put something about commercial in here. So when people go on Google and search for commercial properties, your website will come up. I hope that makes sense, guys. SEO is something that's very, very important and that we need for our website. From there, once you've completed that, we're just going to hit the update page here. That will lock in those changes that you've made. Then also some other kind of tools to your advantage. What I mean is that with what we see, this is labeled as is Yoast SEO Premium. What WordPress, which is what this platform has, is called Yoast SEO, which essentially can help you automate your SEO for you. So if you're someone that doesn't really want to take the time to write their own SEO, and maybe doesn't really understand this and want to learn more, you can actually come up above here where it says where you see the little Yoast symbol. If you click on that, it will actually bring you to here where it's your SEO dashboard, if you will. And what I'm looking at right in particular is we can see the credits. You can learn more about Yoast, what it does, but also there's some good articles here where you can learn more about SEO. There's even some SEO training courses that you can take. But let's say that if I go back, that's just kind of learning about SEO. If you wanted Yoast to take control of your website and kind of autofill for you, if you go to settings, was it in settings? Yes. If you go to settings, and then if you go to privacy settings, you're just going to have to turn on this search engine visibility, meaning you're just giving permission. You're going to check that box, hit save changes, and you're going to give permission for Yoast to start automating your SEO for you. And again, you can learn more about that if you go to right here to their link to their site. That's really all I understand about it right now, guys. I'm sorry I don't know more. It's just because I've always written my own SEO, so I'm not entirely sure of the whole ins and outs. So if you want to learn more, definitely go to that site. But with that being said, does anybody have any questions? Oh, I guess last point I would say is that any custom pages that we have, any site pages that we built, make sure to do that SEO for each, meaning that, here's my custom home page that we did. But maybe I also want to make a custom about me page because I don't like the template in here either. You can do that. You can create a custom page and then create a bio page for yourself. Just make sure when you do that, you're doing the SEO for it. So you're going to follow the same steps because we can do that for each of our pages that we build. And that's kind of just my last point, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, Patricia asks, why is your name in parentheses in SEO? That's a good point, guys. You do not do that. Don't do that. I just did that in parentheses to kind of show the kind of insert your name here kind of section. We don't want to do any parentheses that you saw. And on top of that, that brings me also to another point I didn't mention, is that with back to our SEO title, so this section here, didn't save. What I mean, because I didn't click update, but what I want to say is that anytime we're writing an SEO title, anytime we're writing a meta description, you'll notice that my title and my description were complete sentences. We know how SEO works and operates, but we're not just piling on a bunch of keywords that we think gets traffic, and that doesn't make a complete sentence. That's not how that works. See, each website has complete sentences. They're full bodied. We don't um, you know we don't want to just jumble words together. They have to be complete sentences. Rick asks, if we don't create any custom pages, do we need to do anything with SEO? Yes, I would say you definitely want to turn on the Yoast SEO, just in the sense that with the templates, we can't really control our own SEO. So we're definitely going to want to autofill that section of our kind of our templates that we're using. Will we have live support available to help? Yes, we do have live support to help. If you ever need help with questions or about Moxie website in particular, we can always use this help kind of feature or this help chat box, which you can be automatically connected with an actual person. Meaning when you let it load, you can click, get in touch. But along with that, a different source that I showed on my first class is if we go to MoxiWorks.com, and then in MoxiWorks.com, if we go to agents and then help center, this is the MoxiWorks success portal where you can find webinars, you can contact support, you can learn more just about individual platforms, present, engage, website. There's different articles. So if I want to learn more about websites, I can come to this section. There's tons of different articles, videos, tutorials that we can find in here. Any other questions, guys? All right. If nothing else, guys, I will stop the recording actually right now. The recording will be in the chat section.